So today's story is called The Giant Jam Sandwich. And it's the story and the pictures are by John Vernon Lord with verses by Janet Burroway. Verses, that's like in poetry, isn't it? The Giant Jam Sandwich. I can see some wasps coming in this story. One hot summer in Itching Down, 4 million wasps flew into town. You got the rhyme. Let's see if you can get some more of the rhymes. They drove the picnickers away. They cheered, they chased the farmers from their hay. They stung Lord Swell on his fat, bald pate. They dived and hummed and buzzed and ate. And the noisy, nasty nuisance grew till the villagers cried, "What can we do?" So they called a meeting in the village hall, and Mayor Muddlenut asked them all, "What can we do?" And they said, "Good question," but nobody had a good suggestion. Then Bap the baker leapt to his feet and cried, "What do wasps like best to eat?" "Strawberry jam." "Now wait a minute. If we made a giant sandwich, we could trap them in it." The gentlemen cheered, the ladies squealed, and Farmer Seed said, "Use my field." Bap gave instructions for the making of the dough. Mix flour from above and yeast from below, salt from the seaside, water from the spout. Now thump it, bump it, and bang it about. While they were working and working hard, some more made a tablecloth out in the yard. When they were done, the dough was left to rise, till the loaf was a mountain in shape and size. They hitched it up with a bit of a fuss to tractors, cars, and the village bus, and took it to the oven they had made on the hill, 50 cookers in an old brick mill. It's a lot of ovens, isn't it? It's a lot of bread. For hours and hours they let it cook. It swelled inside till the windows shook. It was piping hot when they took it out, and the villagers raised a mighty shout. "Isn't it crusty? Aren't we clever?" But the wasps were just as bad as ever. The loaf was left to cool, and then the people watched while 6 strong men took a great big saw and sliced right through. Everybody clapped and they cut slice 2. The village bus, they all agreed, would spoil the fields of Farmer Seed, so 8 fine horses pulled the bread to where the picnic cloth was spread. A truck drew up and dumped out butter, and they spread it out with a flap and a flutter, spoons and spades, slap and slam, and they did the same with the strawberry jam. Can you see all the jam coming out? We've even got a tractor to spread the butter, look. That is one massive slice of bread. Do you think you could eat it? No, I think Ozzy could though. Meanwhile, high above the field, 6 flying machines whirred and wheeled, ready for the wasps to take the bait. And then there was nothing to do but wait. Do you think the trap's going to work? Do you think the wasps will come swarming down? Suddenly the sky was humming. All 4 million wasps were coming. They smelled that jam, they dived and struck, and they ate so much that they all got stuck. The other slice came down, kersplat, on top of the wasps, and that was that. There were only 3 that got away, and where they are now, I cannot say. But they never came back to Itching Down, which is not a waspish sort of town, but a very nice place to dance and play, and that is what the villagers did that day. They're all celebrating, look, they're so happy that the wasps have gone. What became of the sandwich? Well, in Itching Down they like to tell how the birds flew off with it in their beaks and had a feast for 100 weeks. And today, we're going to invent our own silly sandwiches. Look, I've made some squares to be my bread. And they need to be squares because I'm going to teach you something about fractions today. Okay, and so I've got my 2 slices of bread. And I have done a silly sandwich. I've done the jam with the wasps stuck in it. And I've made little wasps and stuck them in. But I was wondering, when you make your sandwich for lunch today, perhaps, how could you cut your bread in half? Let's have a look and see. Sometimes you might cut your sandwich in half this way, mightn't you? Sometimes you might cut it in half this way. And sometimes you might cut it in half another way. Let's have a look. I'm going to fold it in half first so that I've got a line to follow. Sometimes I like to cut my sandwich in half like this. So now, instead of having a square shape for my bread, what shapes have I got now? I've got 2 triangles. They look like 2 cats' ears, don't they? Meow, meow. So you can cut in half that way round. But you can also cut in half this way, can't you? So if I fold this way round, you might cut your sandwich in half this way. So now instead of a square, what have I made? I've got 2 halves. What shape are the halves? They're rectangles, aren't they? So 2 rectangles together makes a square, look. Half whole, half whole. So, what if I was cutting my sandwich into quarters? So, let's pretend this is half. And if I cut it into 4 little pieces, I'm going to make 4 little squares. These are my quarters. Look, each one of them is the same size little square. My sandwich is now quarters, isn't it? What about if I cut into quarters from the triangles? Do you think I'll end up with squares? Or do you think I'll end up with little triangles? Should we have a look? So if I cut across here, into my quarters, corner to corner. Look, I've now got my little quarters. Can I put it back together again like a jigsaw? What do you think? I think I might just eat it. What a delicious sandwich. See if you can make your sandwich today and cut it into halves or quarters. I bet it tastes good. Don't put wasps in it though, will you?